How are you? It's Mike. Good talking with you yesterday and go over a few things. And at this phase, rather than tell you stuff, I'd rather just show you stuff. And then of course, you can put all this in writing if you should choose to move forward. Look at your website. It looks good. Looks good. That's definitely a big step in the right direction. It's a few years old. It's great. You have good images. This right here is clickable. I make it also clickable on desktops. If I have like a Skype going, I can just click that. You have it set up fine on mobile devices. You have this, and you have an MLS search. Redondo Beach, and we'll just do a search, and it points something out to you. So, so yeah, I don't want to lose you in techno hogwash because it's kind of what I do, but I'm not trying to do it here in a sense of the purpose of this is to show you stuff. And California, this is a title tag on your website. Now this is very, very, very important real estate. And being realistic, this needs to be more specific. Because I mean, it'd be great if you had the first page of Google on this, but being realistic, you're not going to get it overnight. You're losing opportunities. So let's see. And do you have analytics set up? Okay, you have face. What is this? Oh, yeah, yeah, bouncing around here. I see you like going for Quail Valley, so that's like Riverside. And okay, so you have all these in your searches, and that's good. Just be specific. Why not do one thing really well and then branch out to two things? Okay, you're using WordPress site Visual Composer. I like that. So I don't see analytics set up. What analytics is conversion tracking. It's tracking for your website. So what would happen is if someone clicks on your website for a given search, it would show up in your analytics, and you'd be able to see how long they've been there, how long they haven't. An example of that is for a client of mine. This is an e-commerce, but it's showing an example either way. Here's Google searches or paid searches, and what that looks like is sponsored, 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 sponsored. These are paid inclusions, and that's what's right there. And it shows me what's converting. And what I would do is set up conversion tracking for your website for the phone number. When someone clicks it, I would know. And I imagine there's a form, and also tracking for the form. So when somebody does a search, we'll know what search they used to some degree, and be able to target keywords that are making you money. Having a hodgepodge or shotgun effect, yeah, I wouldn't suggest that on your first page. I mean, Southern California real estate, I would go for like Redondo Beach or subsets of that. Single value home, real estate, Redondo Beach. Variations where you're probably going to get some results on the search engines. The fact of the matter is, nobody can guarantee the results in the search engines because of obvious reasons. Say, I've been doing this for a while, but say what I've been doing for a while has been quite successful. Then Google decides, which they do, they change their algorithm, and one day those results just go away. So I always advise clients, do not rely only on SEO. It can be a very expensive lesson, meaning one day you're able to make payroll, all this, conversions are occurring, and the next day it's not happening anymore. And you can see the array of internet sources from this client. So this is pretty much time spent for that. And he's getting organic from SEO. That means natural searches such as like right there, right there. Now everybody says, "Oh, I want that." Of course you want that, but it takes time to get there, and it may not happen for that competitive of a search. But it doesn't mean you can't make money off this. You can't monetize. It's just a matter of really looking at the landscape and seeing what's realistic, and adjusting the keywords for every single page here. Like also go to homes for sale. Well, let's look at your okay, that's great right there. It really is, and that's great right there. But is it making you any money? Where are you with the search engine results? We don't know yet. You need the tracking in there. And sometimes, and I mean most of the time, with the MLS, you go on the back end, you can adjust the how the keywords render and the results for the title tag, which is how a search engine reads you. What I'm saying in a lot of words, I mean lots of words, is you need SEO, done, and analytics set up. Analytics set up regardless. And the paid search, that can be very competitive. The reason why I asked you how long you've been a realtor is you've been around for a while, and you know that it takes money to make money. And some of these searches right here, cost a few bucks every time someone clicks on that. And this maps right here, this is gold. Some people overlook this, or to make it difficult for me to get them there. And what that means is I submit your website, submit you, then a postcard gets mailed to this location, and then you hypothetically would say, "Hey, Mike, postcard came. Here's the verification information," and we go from there. It needs to be a collaborative effort. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on. Paid search, this doesn't have to be this keyword. It could be a variation of such. And it could also be, you can also use banners, which is less expensive. And you've seen that before. Say homes.com, HOMES.com. Say they have a platform, which I can buy ad space right there for the radius of 5 miles from 90277. Say hypothetically they offer that. They probably don't, but you can do that. And will it convert? I don't know. It needs to show up right here in conversion tracking, and you need that. You need anyone that works on your campaign but does not have analytics set up and starts adjusting the SEO could be killing the goose that lays your eggs. Now, if you have a website you just launched, then there's only one way to go, is up. But if that's not the case, and you're getting calls from your website, they need to know what's converting and what's not. So, yeah, say you hired me, say you're getting conversions off your website. You're not sure where they come, but they come. And you hire me. I would set up the analytics and let it set for a while just to gather data, because I have to make intelligent decisions, and then I'd make changes to that. The paid search, there's a setup fee and then a monthly. So what that looks like is there's a setup fee and maintenance for 30 days. And then after that, after 30 days, there's a percentage of the spend. So say you spend $5,000 a month, then I would invoice you a percentage of that. Now, the agreement is month to month, and you can sever this relation anytime, and you retain all the assets. So the first month you pay X amount of dollars, and I set it up and I maintain it, and that would be the paid search for the this various keywords. We would do some strategic insights to what could work, what couldn't, make some adjustments to the website so you can have the tracking, where we can see when someone calls what they did in order to reach that point. There's going to be blind spots. This occurs to everybody, not provided, and you can see a significant amount of searches have that not provided. This is just as a result of people, they have their privacy settings. Well, they don't really want to be tracked, so I can't do anything about that. It's a blind spot. Your competitors have that same blind spot, but hopefully they have enough, diversity in their marketing agenda that they have monetized other channels. So going back to, say you allocate, and you can allocate whatever you want. If it wants to be $20, that could be the case. It's just a matter of how competitive your industry is, and it could be your paydays are generally pretty good, so with that comes competition. But if you have an email list, we can use that. And there's a thing I'm sure you've seen, which you're like on Amazon, you're searching for like whatever, golf clubs, and then you notice these ads are following you around. That's remarketing. You can set that up with a pay-per-click, meaning They visit your website. There's some cookie that's on your site, goes in their browser, and it follows them around for a period of time. Then we can have banners say, hey, check this out for this home, blah blah blah. And what applies here, and I'm showing you Google, but also Bing. You cannot really overlook Bing because take into consideration the person who just buys a computer and they open it up and they just use the first browser that's right in front of them. Internet, click here. Okay, that's typically baby boomers, older generations. They don't want to mess around with adding plugins and all this fancy stuff. They just want to get in the internet. That's typically an older generation, and they have money. They're getting more money too because their generation prior, the Depression generation, they are moving on, we'll say, in life, and they saved their money. So these guys are getting more money, and some of them may be looking to buy a house. So it's just something to consider with finding your target demographic. Of course, your social media options and the maps we already went over. This right here is the fastest way to get results. It can happen in a few days, but it's pay for play, and it's not always cheap, and I use that term loosely, but what's it costing you not to do it? So, of course, I think your website should be SEO'd. You need the analytics set up. That's just a given. And if you have a budget, I would definitely go towards this. And I am not greedy. Usually it ranges from 10 to 15% of the spend. So I say you spent $5,000 a month, and I would invoice you somewhere in that range. And once this is calibrated, maybe a month or two, maybe more, depends on you. You can fire me anytime and retain all the assets. And what applies here also applies at Bing. So the SEO analytics, that's just a flat fee for 90 days. And the reason why I say 90 days is it takes a while for the search engines to index catalog for you to see results, and to re-index catalog. For me to do it for 30 days would be just, I wouldn't do it for 30 days. It's just a matter of, it doesn't allocate enough time for me really to do anything. And once again, SEO, you can see who's you can see who the big dogs are here. Zillow, truly, I can never say it. Homes.com, mostly these directories, realtor. But there's room in between these in here, and if I SEO your website and tell this to everybody, it may not hit. It also may. It's better to do it than not to do it, but I can't guarantee you first page results on this. I can't. And I've been doing this for a while, but nonetheless, it's better to do it, not to do it. And the fee for that is the fee for that. We can discuss that later on. But yeah, this isn't the wireframe for what I would do. I suggest for a marketing campaign. Of course, this can be any amount you want. This right here is a flat. This is a flat fee, 90 days. You need the analytics set up regardless. And yeah, Okay, so this is Mike, and 310-947-4642, and ewebmarketing1@gmail.com, and my website www.pacificwebtraffic.com. And yeah, I made this website, and I really don't want it. You want to buy this website? Here's my phone number. It is what it is. And you also have other options of video content. For example, video marketing. So we have YouTube, and go neotemecula.com, and yeah, here's like an okay, we're going for these. I made this Spielberg production. Here's the keywords. Glues. Got a few views right here, and it just sits there and it floats around. I don't even think this number is active anymore, but what happens here is we put a good listing out there, knowing that it's going to be sold at some point, but the video is going to stay. And I don't want to use the word bait and switch, because this was a real listing, but it's not anymore. Nonetheless, it's out there, and it's getting a few views, and it's just a slider. I mean, And the images, I wasn't even given good images, but it's better to have something like this than not have something like this. And it's just another method. I would definitely go about different channels of doing this. Temecula 4 videos. And here's more Spielberg Productions, Home Inspector, Bicycle. Yeah, so it's there's also a paid method, and it falls under the paid search. Paid method, if you have a video, you can do marketing on YouTube. So say there's a realtor in town that's just killing it online with YouTube, and YouTube's the second largest search engine. Well, you can advertise your ads on top of theirs or next to it in like a 10-mile radius from whatever parameters you want. So yeah, this is a lot of information. I know it's kind of like drinking out of a fire hose, and I don't expect you to decipher all of it. If you do, that's great. If you don't, great. Yeah, just give me a call, and we'll talk about some options. So this is Mike. Hope all is well, and bye.